Folks, time now is 7:43 on this Saturday morning. So gun violence, of course, has been on the rise here in the Star City, and leaders have had some different opinions on how to address this issue.
Joining us live is Roanoke Vice Mayor Joe Cobb. Thank you so much for being here to talk with us about this ongoing issue here in Roanoke. So I guess first off, you are on the Gun Violence Prevention Commission.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the work that you all are doing?
Well, our work has been focused primarily on prevention, intervention, and response. And by prevention, we mean reaching children and their families at an early age to talk about safety, to talk about other pathways to address conflict in a peaceful way rather than a violent way. One of the programs that we initiated was the Gun Lock program, where we partnered with Roanoke City Public Schools to distribute 8,000 gun locks throughout the city, and every public school office has gun locks. So families can access them through the schools, and to date, we've distributed about 4,000 gun locks.
What is your reaction to the fact, of course, we are seeing a lot of incidents in the city? Of course, we had Stephanie Moore Reynolds on. What is your reaction, though, to overall the fact that we are seeing a little bit more of some incidents here in the Star City?
Well, I think the impact of those incidents is it's difficult to measure because we all feel it. We're a small city, and so we oftentimes know who the people are, and we know the effect that has on families, on schools, on communities. We are actually statistically at about the same rate as we were last year. And so one of the things we're tracking is that in terms of aggravated assaults, we have not seen an increase, a substantial increase or decrease over the last 3 years.
Okay.
So I measure that as a good sign.
Okay.
And some recent data that I received yesterday from the CDC actually shows that in our region, we're seeing a reduction in gun-related deaths. Now, that's not just homicides, that's suicides, because oftentimes we don't track as closely the suicide levels, and those have also been high.
Gotcha.
So in regards to the gun violence and the shootings that have been happening, what do you think is the best approach to curb the violence?
Well, first of all, I want to commend our police department. We're seeing a higher rate of arrests this year than we've seen in previous years, and I think that's a testament to the strategic work they're doing, the investigative work. We're seeing fewer open cases. I think in terms of prosecution, we're seeing a higher level of prosecution. If there's not a local ability through the Commonwealth Attorney Office or a jury trial to indict someone, sometimes there are federal charges that can be brought in, and we're seeing an increase in that, and I think that's helpful. For families who have lost a loved one, that justice piece, having some closure with an arrest, is incredibly important to them, and so it takes a real collaborative effort. But I think arrests are important. I think the more people feel willing to share information to close some of those cases, that helps. And then just the preventative work that's happening to remind people that to resolve a conflict, there are so many other ways to do that rather than just picking up a weapon and ending the conflict in a violent way.
If you can, explain to the viewers who may be like, oh goodness, the gun commission is just here and behind closed doors you are doing the work, but explain and sort of kind of highlight that transparency of what you all do so that the folks are aware.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before, we focus on prevention, intervention, and response, so that's a very comprehensive effort. Along with what's called Star City Safe, which is our local government effort. We work with lots of community partners. I'll just say lots because, and all of these community partners have relationships in the community. So they are working with youth, they are working with their families. Our youth and gang violence prevention team, along with our reset team from the police department, they have mentoring programs. So they're working directly with youth who are at higher risk for violence. They've either experienced it directly or they've participated, but they're looking for a different pathway. And so the apprenticeship program that we have through the city of Roanoke, there are 13 youth right now who are in the HR human resources phase where they're getting trained as employees. Then they'll start a 6-month workplace site in one of the city departments. And so that's giving them the soft skill training, but it's also showing them that there is a pathway forward that has hope and possibility. And I always tell people, so much of what we do is behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but it's because it's relationship based.
Yeah.
The only way that we will ultimately see a reduction in crime, a reduction in violence, is if we strengthen our relationships with each other. From a perspective of love, from a perspective of respect, and from a perspective of safety, making sure that we're communicating with each other to keep ourselves, our families, and our city healthy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for being here to talk about this really
very
important
welcome.
issue today.